Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were talking about Deuteronomy 18:18, and your view.
Verse 15.
Sorry.
Starting at verse 15, really.
Okay. So, what was your point initially?
So,
We believe that's foretelling the coming of Muhammad
yeah. So that was my question: is what makes you think that that's talking about Muhammad?
because the qualities the verse mentions fit no one else except Muhammad, historically speaking.
Can you show me?
Okay. When it says that I will raise you a prophet from your brethren,
Yep.
okay, the term brethren can refer to Israelites and non-Israelites, in particular the Arabs, because the same term in the Bible refers to Edomites. Edomites, are you aware of that?
Yeah. Well, it does talk about Edomites.
And they were Arabs.
Yeah, but number one, have you got evidence that Muhammad's claim to descend from Ishmael is a genuine claim? Have you got evidence to
Yes,
support that?
absolutely, absolutely.
What's your evidence?
Firstly, to prove my argument, Muhammad doesn't have to be a descendant of Ishmael. Are you aware of that?
Right. So who are you saying he is?
He's an Arabian prophet. So just to respond to your point, I don't have to prove to you that Muhammad was a direct descendant of Ishmael. He was. I will prove that to you.
Okay.
But I'm just simply giving you a side point that I don't even have to prove to you that Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a direct descendant of Ishmael. I don't have to, because the Bible doesn't put that condition. Okay.
But it does say brethren, and the context seems to be quite clear when it says brethren.
Well, he was an
That's
Arab.
the 12
Muhammad
tribes of
was
Israel.
definitely an Arab. Whether he was a descendant of Ishmael or not can be addressed. Sorry?
I hate this rain. It's very distracting.
Well, we call it the mercy of God. When we don't have it, we're praying for it.
Yeah.
And you're from Australia.
From Australia.
Recently,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
were praying for rain. And
My name's
Muslim.
Caleb, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Was it Adnan?
Adnan, yes,
Adnan.
Adnan. And recently, Muslims came out to pray for rain. So that it was a good
Why don't we read
human
the verse?
endeavor.
Why don't we read the verse
Yeah,
and then talk about it?
absolutely.
So why don't I start verse 14 to... Actually, I don't even have written down. Let me get the
Before you read, I want to quickly highlight something, that we don't read biblical verses in isolation. What we do is we read them in light of other biblical verses. So we'll read the Bible, or we try to read the Bible holistically, although Bible is patchwork. Even biblical scholars have repeatedly highlighted.
Textual criticism is another issue. What the passage that I quoted from the Quran
Okay.
Was in what they have of the Torah and the Gospel.
I understand. The question I am trying to address is, can we read the Bible as a uniform text from Genesis to Revelation? No. None of the Christian scholars, none of the Jewish scholars ever claim that. You have to
What do you
read,
mean by a unified text?
because the Bible currently as it is patchwork. Verses have been put together by different people in different places at different times, right? And this is very, very clear I
think we're talking about a different topic.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
What-
You're right, but that topic is directly relevant to the prophecies we're
Not
discussing.
really, because what I'm trying to say is that in Surah 7, 157, it says that you will find written in the described in the Torah and the Gospel.
Yes.
The unlettered prophet.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And a lot of Muslims point to Deuteronomy 18.
No,
And
we
it
point
says
to
in
other.
what they have of the Torah and the Gospel.
We point to other passages as well.
But you do point to Deuteronomy 18.
We do. It's one of
So
them.
my
Yes.
point is that if we take that, then we look at that passage, especially starting at verse 14 and 15. What is the evidence there that that's talking about Muhammad? And I wanted to read the passage.
It doesn't mention Muhammad. It does not.
Yeah,
It does not mention
describes
Muhammad.
him.
It gives you ideas. It points to the direction
Why don't I
of
read
a prophet. Yeah, a prophet coming.
Why don't I read
And wait. So that we have a fruitful discussion very quickly. You can read it. Why are we saying that Deuteronomy 18:18 is still unfulfilled as late as the period of Jesus, when Jesus was walking?
It is unfulfilled.
Okay, that's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, if it was fulfilled, who was it fulfilled in?
Jesus.
Jesus. Okay, you're saying Deuteronomy 18:18 is
I was going to say it was Paul then Muhammad.
Okay, now that's the point we need to address. Instead of going into long
But we need to read
hermeneutic
the passage. We need to read
exercises.
the passage first.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Let's read
That's fair enough. Go ahead. Read the passage.
I'm reading
And
from
we can-
the NIV, right? but I will, instead of saying fellow Israelites, I'll say brethren, right?
If it's not too troublesome, can we get an umbrella? Because you okay, thank you.
So,
Yeah, no, this is better.
verse 15 of chapter 18 of Deuteronomy. The Lord
Okay.
your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your fellow Israelites, or from your brethren, okay?
Okay, this translation I don't
That's
know.
fine.
Yeah.
We'll say from brethren.
Is that in brackets?
No?
From
This is
from
NIV.
your NIV, which is very much theologically driven. I don't know if you.
I think it's a good translation. But
No, it's a good translation. I agree with that.
But
But
I'm
you know
happy to
that
just say brethren.
that term Israelites.
I'm just happy to say brethren for you. I'll say brethren.
Oh, so why did you say fellow Israelites?
Because it says it here. But I'll just
But
say
it's not-
brethren
it's
for
not in
your
the
sake,
Hebrew.
I'll say brethren. Yeah, I agree. The Hebrew is brethren.
So-
I
so-
think
so-
the
so-
meaning is fellow Israelites. That's why it's translated
Okay.
that way.
What I'm trying to highlight is you just
I'll read it
read
through.
something which is not in the Hebrew text. Do we agree?
No, I think that is in the Hebrew text. I think it is saying fellow.
From Israelites?
Yeah, it is saying fellow Israelites.
No, it's not
When
there.
it says brethren in that context, the
No.
meaning is fellow Israelites. We can debate that point.
But the word,
debate that point.
the words fellow Israelites is missing completely from the Hebrew text, from all manuscripts.
It says brethren, but the context of
Yes.
brethren is
No,
fellow Israelites.
this is something you're imposing on it.
No, this is something
Because
that is just
brethren
filling in
is
the
a very
meaning.
general term, which we can talk about. It can mean Israelites, no doubt.
Let's
it can
go-
mean Israelites.
Let me change it to
can
King
also
James
mean
for you.
non-Israelites.
How will King James sort you? Will that be good for you? All right, let me read it, King James, right?
No, but why don't we go to Hebrew? Isn't that
Well,
better?
we know the word is brethren,
Exactly. Okay.
I've no
now,
problems with that.
now the issue is.
but we
breth-
haven't read the passage. Let's read the passage.
No, because if you're going to read something which is not in Hebrew, I will have to highlight
that's
that.
fine. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do
Okay. Yeah.
The Lord, which is Yahweh in Hebrew, right, capital, thy God will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me. Unto him you shall hearken, according to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of Yahweh, my God, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. And when the Lord said this, and when the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken, I will raise up for them a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. So the first thing I wanted to point out here is that it says there has to be a prophet like Moses.
Good.
Right?
Yeah. We agree. So
in
here
the context, what
let's
does that
agree.
mean?
Let's agree first. The term is brethren, not Israelites. Yes.
That's fine, yeah.
Okay. And a prophet who will come in the future will be a prophet like Moses.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there's a context to it though.
All right. What's the
The
context?
context is verse 15.
Okay, which
where
is what?
It says,
Read it, please.
sorry, verse 16. According to all that you desired of the Lord your God,
Yeah.
in Horeb, the day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear the voice of the Lord my God, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die not. So the context is, when they went to the Mount Horeb, God spoke out of the fire to the people, but they didn't want to hear anymore.
Okay.
And so they wanted Moses to speak to God and then bring the message to them
Sure.
from God. That's
Sure.
the context here. So
That's amazing. That fits well into
Well,
the profile of Muhammad.
So,
we
so
will
let's
see
just
how.
clarify.
Yeah.
So Moses, in other passages in Numbers, it says that Moses would go and speak.
Thank you. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I took the other one.
Moses would go and speak to God.
Yeah.
God would appear to him. He'd appear to him in the burning bush. He appeared to him in a pillar
Okay.
of cloud.
Okay.
He would speak to him. He would give him the commands, and then he would take that command
Okay.
and give it to the people.
Okay.
That is how Moses.
My
would do it.
understanding-
That's what it means to be like Moses. There's nothing else in the context. That's all it says about what it means to be like Moses.
Thank you for that. I understand your concerns about this. How we understand this particular verse and verses around this verse is that not every single aspect of Moses' life has to be fulfilled in this coming prophet. For example,
Yes, just that one point.
Okay, there are few things that are very similar to Moses in Muhammad, and those things cannot be found in Jesus.
Yeah.
Let me explain. Let me explain.
But all this is saying is that, like Moses, all it means.
So let's see
one
how
thing.
Moses, how Muhammad was like Moses. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. Let's say he was 100%, 98% like Moses, and Jesus was
And
like
Jesus
20%
was-
like
Jesus
Moses,
not-
right?
yeah.
That's not really relevant. the point that is being made here in verse 16 is that like Moses is what they asked, what Israel asked.
Like Moses.
No, yeah,
Yes.
but no, they didn't ask like Moses. They asked that Moses would speak to God for them.
Right.
And that he would speak directly to God rather than God speaking directly to them.
Okay.
So when it says like Moses, the
So this is
context
exactly what
very
happened
clear.
with Muhammad.
No, Muhammad spoke number one to the angel Gabriel.
Right.
And also the Qurans were the revelations were
No,
revealed
we know
to
Muhammad.
him
No, you're wrong.
in
You're wrong.
chances and things like
You're
that.
mistaken about that. Muhammad did speak to God
When I read
directly.
Ahmed did that, he was very clear that he.
Let me clarify something. Christians, our brothers around the world, they have to move on from Ahmadiyyat. Sheikh Ahmadiyyat did what he did, and we appreciate his work, but he wasn't infallible. We don't follow him in everything. We do agree with a lot of things he did and said. We don't agree with a lot of what he said, right? So let's move on from Sheikh Ahmadiyyat. Our Christian brothers around the world.
How did God not just
let me explain
some one time, but the general way in which God
just like I allowed you to explain. Let me explain now. Okay. Now Muhammad, peace be upon him, did speak to God directly when he went on the night journey, Mi'raj. He had a conversation with God. We have been told in prophetic tradition,
Do you know what
and we have reports and the details are there. 5 daily prayers were made obligatory directly by God Himself and given to Muhammad. Okay, and there was the debate. The debate is about whether Muhammad, peace be upon him, saw God directly without any curtains or any barriers between, right? Or he spoke to God but he did speak to God. Okay, so that's fulfilled.
But is that the
okay? No. All I have to show is he spoke to God.
No, that's not correct.
Okay,
it's not correct. So the passage is very clear that God began to speak to Israel by giving the 10 Commandments.
Okay.
By giving His voice from heaven, and the people said to stop, and they wanted from then on the revelation to come by Moses speaking directly to God and then bringing that message to them.
Okay.
Now it may be, according to the Islamic tradition, that one time Muhammad spoke to God directly. That's not the point. The point is the revelation that is revealed, all the revelation that Moses revealed, came from him directly communicating with God.
Okay.
Muhammad, you cannot say that generally.
So are you saying angels had no role with Moses?
What you're saying?
Are you saying angels never came to Moses?
No, let me just clarify what you're
saying. No, because I'm turning your argument around the other way.
But I just want to clarify.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Sorry.
That's right.
Sorry. It doesn't need your help.
If an angel did not come to Moses,
wait.
then why you are exaggerating?
Okay. Can you? Am I talking to you, sir? Am I talking to you?
If angel did not come
Does he need your help?
Why you are exaggerating?
Does he need your help? Does he need your help? Does he need your help? Does he need your help?
Speaker's corner.
He's doing
this is speaker's corner, and everybody has a right to speak.
Okay. We'll continue with our discussion. Okay, we'll ignore him. Yeah. He's being indecent, and we'll continue with our decent discussion. So, with regards to this question, if I can show you that Moses had interaction with the angels, then your argument falls on its face.
No, not
really.
Really.
Because then both can be showed that there were times when Muhammad spoke to God, and there were times when he didn't speak to God directly. Likewise, there were times when Moses spoke to God, and there were times when he didn't speak to God directly. So, what does that show us? That your argument, your criteria cannot be used as a rule of thumb in this case. What can be used as a rule of thumb are the indications, or are the conditions given by God. What is the condition? One condition, or a few conditions actually.
Let me come. I don't want to move on from this point.
No, why not? Because conditions.
We haven't finished. I want to respond to what
I have responded to your point already.
Okay, so can I respond to that?
Yeah.
So he was not squeezed by Moses. He wasn't. He wasn't squeezed 3 times.
Sorry.
Even Moses was able to read and write.
So what I'm trying to say, when you read that passage, there may have been an occasion, according to the Islamic tradition, that Muhammad spoke directly to God, right? I don't agree with that, but it's in your tradition, right? But as a general rule,
of course you don't agree with.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
All of
but
it.
As a general rule,
you don't agree with anything we have.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But as a general rule,
yeah.
The manner in which God communicated His revelation was not by Muhammad speaking directly to God.
Okay.
Whereas, let me just finish, just to give you the opposite.
Yeah.
Whereas with Moses, there may have been occasions where he may have spoken to angels or whatever, but the majority, the general rule of him receiving his revelation was that he received it directly from God.
That's only with the Ten Commandments. That's only with the Ten Commandments.
No, the Ten Commandments were given by God.
So Torah was entirely given directly by God. Do you show me in the Bible?
Well,
show me in the Bible that Torah,
yeah.
5 books or whatever they contain, was given directly by God.
I've just shown you.
No, 10 Commandments, I agree. 10 Commandments. Let's just like Muhammad was given certain commandments by God, obligation of prayer, right? Directly by God. Torah was given directly by God to Moses.
Yeah.
Was the law in its entirety given by God directly?
I think so, yeah.
Show me
I
the
think,
evidence.
No, what I'm trying to
the
say,
evidence, please.
Sorry, let me take that back. What I'm trying to say is that as a general rule, the revelation.
Now you're
that
imposing
Moses
rules.
received,
Yes.
Yeah, as I'm talking about a general rule, because
Right.
this is the general characterization of Moses.
Okay.
According to that passage, to be like Moses is to be one who speaks directly to God and receives.
Now clearly we don't agree, right?
Well,
so let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on to the conditions now.
Okay, so let's go.
So let me show you. Let me show you.
Name of
Listen. Are these Christian manners? Are these
God in the burning bush?
Are these Christian manners? Are these Christian manners? Are these Christian manners? Are these Christian manners?
Okay.
Are these Christian manners?
Moses received the revelation in the burning bush.
Are these Christian manners?
In the burning bush and special name of God.
Thanks.
A name of God.
Thank you. I think that manners.
Okay. So the next condition would be a prophet like thee. That's the first one.
Yeah, let's talk about that very quickly.
Well, we've just both given our opinion on that, right? We can move on from that.
Yeah,
Otherwise
absolutely.
we'll be out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next point is from the midst of thee.
Okay.
From the midst of thee.
Okay.
Who's he
now,
speaking to?
Okay. He is speaking to the Israelites
So
here.
from the midst of the Israelites.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Now, what's the Hebrew for that? Are you aware of the Hebrew
the Hebrew
term?
word is kereb, I think.
Okay.
The kereb, which means in
Kereb
your midst,
means
or it
your-
actually can refer to your inner
No.
parts. If I'm wrong, I just got
Kereb means close to you. Okay. The
actually
same
can
word.
mean
The same word is in Arabic. Qarib.
well, I'll pull
Qarib
up-
means
I'll
someone
literally-
close to you. Someone close to you. So again,
I will literally
translations.
pull up the word.
Okay.
I will
Please do.
literally pull up the
And
word.
you've already given me the word.
I will literally pull up the Hebrew.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So we go to
Okay.
Hebrew.
Because a lot of the biblical translations are theologically driven. These translations, just like many translations of the
pulling up the Hebrew for
Quran,
you.
I'm being consistent.
I'm
Just
pulling up
like
the
many
Hebrew for you.
translations of the Quran, they
From
are.
your midst.
Yeah,
We'll click on it. From your midst.
yeah.
The Hebrew word.
It's kirba.
So yeah, it's
Kirba.
giving me. Let me
Okay.
just bear with me. a
Yeah.
sec. Let's click on this. Okay.
In the Arabic language, we have the same word for closeness of relations. Okay, koraba. Okay, or
So
yeah.
the definition of
sorry, not
kerub-
koraba, akriba.
The definition of kerub is midst or inward parts. It refers even to your inner organs.
Okay, okay.
Right? So when he says
And-
in the midst of thee, he's talking to the Israelites and he's saying the prophet will come from in your midst.
Okay. Now, no, that okay.
Inner parts.
And other meanings. Can you read other meanings? Among, body.
I'll
Wait.
give you another
Can
Yeah,
you
go
can
on.
you stop
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, which one?
Devoured, entrails, heart, herself, inner
right,
thought,
inner.
inside, inward
Yeah.
feelings, inward part,
right.
inward thought, inwardly,
So the
middle,
general
midst,
meaning is
within,
within you,
within
the
our
Israelites.
land, within their land. Okay, go down, please. Okay,
This is another dictionary. another
okay.
Hebrew
Which is
dictionary.
what does it say? Sorry.
Inward part, midst.
Okay, and keep going.
Inward parts of the human body.
Oh,
So the
okay.
context, the
Okay, the
real
way-
meaning is within you.
Okay.
Within you,
The word.
Israelites that he's speaking to.
Are you aware that Arabic and Hebrew are sister languages?
Honestly, I'm just going to
Yeah.
go by a dictionary. I'm not going to go by Arabic or your knowledge.
Okay,
of
I
Arabic.
can get out another dictionary and show you
Okay, show
that
me a dictionary that gives that
the
word kereb
term
a different meaning.
qarib or kirb. What's
That's
the word?
Arabic you're talking about.
No.
But you're committing the phonic fallacy. I think that happened to you in
No,
the debate,
I'm
isn't
not.
it?
I am not. I'm not committing that fallacy because I know for a
The
fact.
word Allah in Hebrew is an oak tree.
No, it's not. No, it's
Anyway,
not.
I don't know. It
No,
was brought
because
up
the
in that
word
debate
the
you
word
had. Remember
Allah
that debate
the
you
word
had?
Allah comes from Elohim and Ilahi, same term used by biblical
Yeah.
personalities.
Yeah.
Elohim.
El and Elohim, yeah.
No,
they're different.
Ilahi. Allah is Al Ilaha. Allah, the term Allah
It's all right.
is
I'm
Al
just messing
Ilaha.
around with you. I was
Ilaha is the word used by allegedly Jesus on the cross. So
It's a general word for God. It can mean like Greek
exactly.
gods. It can
And
mean any
when
kind of
some
God,
Christians
right?
claim that is moon god or you should.
The word El or Theos or whatever
Okay.
can be any
Now,
God.
now,
Even Greek
midst,
gods.
midst, midst. the term midst there, okay, can be argued or can be debated, right? When we go further,
From Hebrew.
absolutely, I stand by my point.
Karib.
I'm saying karib is actually qarib in Arabic. Okay,
but it doesn't
qarib
mean
means
anything
close.
in Arabic.
In Arabic, it means close. Okay, if you ask any student
The
of
Hebrew
Arabic,
means inward parts,
Okay,
or
no,
inner,
the problem
in
is
your midst.
do you know Semitic languages?
No, but I know other
Okay,
people
I know
do.
one of them. I know one of them. I mean, relatively, I know it relatively well. I'm not an expert in the Arabic language, okay, but I'm a student of the language.
Well, I'm
I
just
have
going
to
by the
study it.
dictionary.
Okay,
I've
so
got two dictionaries that support my definition.
if you want,
come up with a dictionary,
yeah,
that'd be great.
I will get it for you.
And a Hebrew dictionary, not Arabic.
Okay. Yes, I will. If we go to this dictionary,
this is very
Gesenius.
clear, but let's say
Is it
hypothetically-
Gesenius? Is it Gesenius? Which one
I'm
is
doing
it?
Strong's and also Brown's Driver Briggs. But let's
Okay.
say hypothetically that's correct.
Okay.
Let's say
So
hypothetically.
so now we move on.
hypothetically, if that definition is correct, that means it has to come
If
from
we
Islam.
keep moving on, you will see why we insist that this refers to a prophet.
Okay, we'll move to the next one.
Yeah, yeah.
Next point.
Okay.
Right, so we've done a prophet like Moses. We've both given
Yes,
our opinion.
yes,
We've done in your midst.
yes.
We've both given our opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the next one.
Next one is
Let me just pull it up again. The next one is from your brethren. Yeah?
okay.
Of thy brethren.
Yes. So you see, we of thy brethren. Okay. Now, brethren here can mean Israelites, no doubt. Number one. Okay.
You
I
agree with
believe
that, can you?
100% brethren can mean Israelites, and predominantly in the Bible it means the Israelites. I'm being more honest than you probably expect, right?
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that you would expect any worse from me, because we've never had interaction before, right?
Yeah.
So I like to be as upright as possible
Yeah, sure, great.
in these discussions.
I try
Okay,
as well.
right.
Unless I'm
so,
really pressed and
but
forgetful.
exceptionally, the term has been used for non-Israelites. Okay.
Yeah.
For Edomites, for example, who were Arabs, the same term in the Bible has been used for brethren,
Well, the word
right?
just means brother, so it can be used of any.
And this is where
so Jacob and Esau were brothers.
Okay, this is where I take you back to the term qarib, okay, or qarib, which means people who are close, right? For example, I'll give you an example very quickly. In the Quran, we have a verse.
Doesn't mean that. We've gone. To
No,
the
no,
dictionary,
no.
we've
Wait.
got a
Let me
dictionary that says
quickly
that.
explain. Let me quickly explain why
I
I'm.
don't want to let you get away with saying it means something without getting.
But
a
let me
dictionary.
explain, and you can disagree with me. No problem. Okay. In the Quran, we have a verse where it talks about people who are to be revered or who are to be taken care of, or there's a hierarchy of respect and attention in the Quran. For
We're talking
example,
about the Arabic
wait. Let me finish my point, and you will see where I'm coming from.